Hi, welcome back everybody, it's Mike Newton out here at Morecambe Golf Club in a bunker, a greenside bunker, and we're going to do a little bit of bunker testing. I've got GC Quad in the bunker with me here, so we're going to measure a couple of shots. I'm always intrigued to see how much spin we actually get from bunker shots, especially close ones around the green like this. Obviously we tend to see the ball spin a little bit more as it rides out of the sand, but I'm going to play a couple of different shots here. I'm going to play a normal sort of splash shot, maybe a little bit of a higher one, maybe a little bit more nippier, less sand, and just get it floating and see how much spin that creates. And then maybe different situations like where the flag's a long way onto the green, you've got a lot of green to sort of cover. You might want to play more of that sort of what we call like that chunk and run out of a bunker. So a little bit more sand, let it come out a little bit lower, but then we know it's going to be releasing a little bit more. Again, interested to see sort of spin numbers that ball comes out through GC Quad. Okay, going to hit a few shots. So I'm going to play some little floaty ones to start with. I've got actually, and again, I haven't picked this just for a particular reason, but just because I've got it in my hands, it's close to me. It's a new TaylorMade mill grind 2 wedge with the rusty face. I've got TP5 golf balls, got a perfect sort of lie in the bunker here, so I've not put myself in a sort of horrible lie at all. I'm just going to play a couple of standard sort of splash shots. So I'm just opening the club face a little bit. This is 56 degree, and I'm just going to try and just float a couple out. Let's see what sort of numbers they produce. That was a lovely little splash shot. That pulled up really quick, took that about 4 foot, take that all day long. So I'll just get that face cleaned off again. Okay, so let's play another one, little floaty one. Oh, a little bit firmer that time, less sand, that's pulled up really quick, just flown that past the flag there, and that spun at 5-4. So 2 slightly different shots there. I've tried to play them exactly the same. Again, the variance of where you enter that sand will probably dictate, and how much sand gets between that club face and that golf ball will sort of very much dictate of how that ball is going to spin and react. So 2 slightly different shots there. Second one went a little bit further. Let's just check those 2 numbers out on those couple of shots there. Okay, so maybe what we can see there, the first one spun at only 2,700. That was actually the one I put to about 4 foot there, so that was a better shot. And to be fair, that pulled up pretty quickly there. Played that a little bit higher on that splash. You can see the launch at 44 degrees, and the ball speed as it's come off there, you can see at 24.8. So clearly took a little bit more sand there, which is probably one of the reasons why that spin number has come quite low. Moving to that second one, I caught it a little bit cleaner. It's flown probably a good 12 to 15 foot further, to be honest, so definitely clean on that contact. You can see the launch has come out 38 degrees, so it's come out lower. Ball speed was quicker, so 31 ball speed there, so a good 7 mile an hour quick on the ball speed, so clearly less sand between club face and ball, which has made that ball come out faster. But because of that, a little bit cleaner contact, you can see the spin goes up 5.5, so again, that pulled up very, very quickly, but I have flown that a little bit too far for that particular shot. Okay, so just freshly rake that off again. So I'm going to play some little, what I would call like a chunk and run shot. So trying to imagine that the flag's a little bit further on now. This ball I would expect to come out maybe a little bit lower, maybe just landing a couple of feet onto the green, maybe a yard or 2, and then hopefully just let it see it sort of release out to that flag. I'm going to keep the loft the same at 56 degrees, so I'm not going to change that. Maybe what I am going to do is just maybe square the face up. Don't really want to widen or let it sort of sit very open. And obviously point of entry is the key here. So I'm going to try and enter this sand a little bit further behind than what I've just done with those first couple of shots I've hit. So let's see if this creates a little bit more of a consistent shot. Yeah, and I've played that lovely there. So again, that has just popped out. You can see the stroke was a little bit different, maybe a little bit deeper into the sand there, but it's just popped it out. It's hit the green and just released up to about 4 foot again. Take that every day of the week. Okay, and you can see again with that one there, it's come out a little bit lower and it's just released up a little bit more, so not quite as high floating. Again, it all really probably depends on what you've got in front of you in terms of this lip. Is that lip really sort of quite steep? Do you need to start opening that blade up and get this ball up higher? It becomes a little bit of a tougher shot possibly to play. This one seems to be a little bit safer for me. As long as I get into that sand, just keep that club working through the shot, the ball will come out quite nicely. Okay, so taking a look at those numbers, quite a bit different there. So we can see the first couple of shots there, spin at 1517 and 1922, so very, very low as we'd expect. Launch angles came out pretty consistent, 36, 39, and obviously the ball speed was in that lower section. So like the first one I hit with the standard splash shot, got into the sand a little bit more there, obviously more of an open face, bit more of a higher launch as you'd expect, as I'm adding that loft there, but the ball speed was quite similar. Then when I nipped it more with the splash shot, you can see the ball speed just obviously increased with less sand getting between the club face and the golf ball. So when you're playing chunky runners, obviously a lot more sand in there, ball speed's going to drop, spin's dropping as we'd expect to sort of see there, and then it's just releasing out a little bit more. So really for you to jump into the sand here and play around, obviously the practice green, or practice bunker should I say, and play around with those shots. How confident do you feel opening that blade up to play the high splash shot? Sometimes you're forced into that depending on what's in front of you. That flag might be tucked very, very tight. You might need to get that up and stopping very, very quickly. So you're going to be taking the more of open club face position and maybe being a little bit more aggressive on the shot, and obviously a bit more speed, get the right interaction in the sand, and you should be getting some good sort of high spin numbers and stopping it pretty quick also through its descent angle. Then as I say, I think the harder shot I would probably say is more of that longer shot where you need to get that ball releasing up there. So you could be possibly playing this with your gap wedge, depending again on what is in front of you and how high you need to, or how quickly you need to get this ball up. You could actually be playing this with your gap wedge, more of a square face, hit into the sand, it'll come out low, it'll come out with less spin as we've seen there, and then just release up that green a little bit more. So you're not having to fly it all the way to that flag that's tucked at the back, because if it's at the back there's probably some danger just behind it. So if you catch it a little bit clean like I did with just one of those earlier ones there, it can obviously fly quite a bit further. Okay, let me know your thoughts on this video, guys. A little bit of an interesting one with the quad in the bunker, measuring some numbers. That's quite interesting there. Pretty much what I expected to sort of happen, in all honesty, but again, it's finding a shot that works best for you out of the bunker, and what the results you wanting to sort of get in that particular situation. So comment down below, let me know your thoughts on this video. Any ideas of your bunker play, what you do might be a little bit different but works for you. Love to hear your thoughts as always. If you haven't subscribed and you enjoy the content, please obviously hit that subscribe button. Follow my social media platforms, both Instagram and Twitter, and hopefully we'll catch up with you all very soon.